BS3 Network.
Jamming. I don't know. For some reason, the intro was banging just a little bit more. I was
It
jamming
was
to that
hitting
one. I
today,
felt
right?
something. It
Yeah, it
was.
was
I did
hitting.
not want it to stop for a second, but I'm ready.
I felt
Hey, hello, everyone. Welcome to Perspective. What'd you say, Doc? Go and get it in.
I felt that little
What was you saying?
beat. I didn't want the beat to end today. Uh-oh.
Absolutely. I felt it too. And if you can hear us out there, I don't know what's going on. There is some type of delay that may be happening. So if things get a little confusing or it doesn't seem like we're right on time, we apologize for that. It's kind of out of our control, so to speak. But we'll go ahead and move forward with the show. So welcome to Perspective. Again, it's Thursday night. And we always open the show by kind of talking about our platform and what we're here for. And what we're about is found right there in the name, Perspective. This show is about different views, different points of views, different positions, different lived experiences. And so we will take that, we'll look at different topics, subjects, and tonight specifically videos. And then we definitely open and welcome everyone to share their different perspectives, views, and opinions about things. So with that being said, we want to make sure that you understand this is a safe place. This is a safe tree. So there will be we'll have respect about other people's the things that they have to say or their opinion about things, because it doesn't, when we have different perspectives, ideals, points of views, and lived experiences, it doesn't mean that that person's right or that person's wrong, or you are right or you are wrong. It just simply means that you're different. And those differences we'll come to find will actually bring us together when we try to listen to understand, instead of just listening to respond or to react, right? And we think that brings us closer together as a community. And that is really the point of Perspective and what we want to accomplish here. So with that being said, I am Eric Butler, aka The Intellect, aka Cullen and 8, because I'm the biggest diamond ever found on land. And I am the Atlantic because I'm cold, deep, and choppy, and it ain't nothing nobody can do about it. So with that being said, I have been in the recruiting space for a few years, 18 now. And so that has allowed me to kind of develop some skills in communicating with people. I help with consulting on their careers, giving advice in that way. And that's just lend to just speaking engagements and kind of being a motivator, inspirer of other people. And I do that through the community service with the Empower series, www.empowerseries.com. I would definitely encourage you to go out to, especially our YouTube page. After you go online, look at some of the content. It's really based off of financial literacy. And I think that is one way we can combat a lot of the issues in our community. And so I really, really ask you to go out and support that, like, subscribe, and do all those good things we do with technology to help spread the word. With that being said, I'll hush, slide to the side, and let my smooth, illustrious, uncomparable, super duper, quadrifragilistic, espialidocious co-host introduce herself.
Okay. Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for being here. My name is Latoya, aka Them Kids Mama, aka Jeff's wife.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a licensed professional counselor
Mm-hmm.
and author and a speaker, and you can learn more about me at latoyathetherapist.com. I am feeling away about the topic, so y'all come on in the room. Ladies, do not let me down tonight. Come on in here. Let's get this comment section flowing because we got something to say.
I guess they say they got something to say. I'm just here. And just, I don't know why all of that, who, fluff and that preparation was made. I just think it's a regular topic in myself. But with that being said, we have something special. We have a special guest coming to the stage. I'll let them introduce themselves a little bit, but I will say that I'm excited about them being on the show. They are the co-host of BS3 Network's newest podcast and program called Is It Wednesday Yet? And I'll let them talk about it a little bit and say one little caveat about that announcement as well. And we want to welcome Adrien Chewone.
Hello, good people. I'm so happy to be here. Thank you both for having me. I am Adrien Chewone. I will be the host of the new podcast, Is It Wednesday Yet? Starting next Wednesday, October 18th at 8:30. So make sure you join us there so you can get to know me and the rest of my co-hosts. But I'm here today, a little bit about me. I'm a entrepreneur, I'm a mother, I'm a woman. I have a great perspective about what's going on with this topic, and I think that we're going to have an amazing conversation today. So I'm just ready to get started.
All right, let's do it.
Okay. Everybody's so excited. Everybody turned up. They got something to say. I wonder why. You had to get my papers and my notes in order, right?
Get them right.
Feeling some type of way. But no, hey, everyone that is watching, yeah, do me a favor. Go ahead and share with your network that we're on so they can get on. And I think they're gonna wish that they were here. That's all I'm gonna say about it. So what we do, well, let's do the comments. Thank you, Doc. Mr. Ben Sutter III. And if you don't recognize Ben Sutter III puts the BS3 into the BS3 Network. And he says you can support BS3 Network by sending stars. Stars help us earn money to continue building the network. And thank you. And I always let everyone know, hey, this is definitely a network that is worthy of some support. We know every little bit helps. So we don't, we're not shying and asking for anything, but it will not go to waste. We know the executive producers, we know the creators and the founders and mindsets behind BS3 Network, and it is quality and it's sincere, and there's a lot of integrity involved. So any support you put to the network is just to grow this. If you go look at the content that's on the network, you'll definitely find that it's worthy of supporting. And you're going to have an opportunity for everything that may be concerning you about our community. And we can have a voice and a space and a place to express that. So definitely ask you to support the network. All right. Howdy to you too. And definitely anybody that's on Facebook, if you give StreamYard permission, it will present your name because we want to be able to address you properly and give you your kudos whenever you share your perspective and maybe give some great insight. So we definitely want to be able to properly address you. Definitely. And it does not collect your information. There's nothing scary about it. It's just to let your name show. And we like to see and know that you're here. So as we mentioned, or my co-host mentioned, there is a video that we're there's a couple of videos. So you'll see the first one, but just hold your horses. We'll play the second one, and then we'll come back, and we would love to hear your perspective. And I know my host and our guest will share their perspectives, definitely. All right, so here we go.
Listen, a lot of women, especially Black women, and I might get in trouble for saying this, but I will. In our society right now, Black women are making a lot more money for the most part than Black men, right? There are a lot of Black men who are successful, but for the most part, Black women are making the money. So if you can find love, if that man works, at whatever job and is a good man and is good to you and honors the house and honors his wife and does what he can, because his gift may not be your gift.
Exactly.
That is okay. That's not somebody who's beneath you.
Yeah.
That's somebody who came to love you at your worth, right?
Yes.
And as long as he's secure in himself to know that Yep, she makes most of the money. All I can pay is the light bill. As long as she's comfortable enough to say, I'm going to cover the mortgage and all the other stuff, you've handled the light bill, baby, you can take me to dinner every now and then. That is fine.
Yeah.
That's fine.
All right. All right. I'm not going to go first. That's the first thing. So
We'll
we
let
have
our
a
guests
guest.
go first. Yeah, you can
Yeah,
go
we
first.
have a guest. So
I get to
we're
go
gonna
first.
start.
Oh,
And so
wow.
we're gonna start with our guest. So, Adrien, we would love to hear your response and your reaction to the video and what Mr. Tyler Perry had to say.
Right. Well, I want to start off by saying that I feel like when a man of his magnitude speaks on these type of issues that he cannot really relate to, I feel like it does make people feel a certain type of way because they're like, well, how can you relate to this? You're a multimillionaire, you're a billionaire, you have everything. Any woman that come into your life is set. You know, they don't have those worries. So how can you give us that perspective? But I do understand where he is coming from and what he is trying to convey. I think it's the messenger that is the issue with the message that he's saying. But I do agree with if you are in a relationship with somebody and that is the person that is for you, he treats you very well, he loves you, he cares for you, he honors you, but he's not in the same place financially that you are, that, I mean, a relationship is a partnership, right? So if it's a partnership, you should be able to say, okay, right now you're not able to do X, Y, Z. I can handle that because I'm in a position where I can. So you do what you need to do to get to the position where you can take over and you can do the things that you're supposed to be doing. But while you're doing that, I'm going to hold us down for now. And I feel like it should be a for now situation. It should be a foregoing situation to just be for now. And I think that needs to be disclosed when you decide to make that decision, because sometimes you can meet a man that isn't where you may want him to be, or he's not where he wants to be. But sometimes he needs that woman in his life to push him, to drive him to where he needs to go. And once he gets with you, he can hit the ground running and give it a little time and he'll get there. But I don't see anything wrong with being a partner and sharing a partnership to get to the common goal. Not saying forever. I don't agree with no woman staying with a man who cannot take care of her for long term. That is a no. Okay. But for the time being, if that's the place that he's at and that's the partner for you, that is it should be a common goal. You should work with your partner and actually have a partnership. And so that's how I feel.
Okay.
It's a little bit more.
Thank you, Adrien.
It's a little bit more nuanced for me because how old are we while we waiting on this? Like I have a little bit more patience at 20 than I do at 30, than I will at 40, and it's a no at 50. So I kind of feel like and I can only go on what the clip said. I can't make any assumptions about what he meant or what he did not mean. It just seemed like to me, he wanted Black women to subscribe to struggle love, and I don't want that for us anymore. And I also don't like, why is the man okay with just paying the light bill? Like, are we just paying the light bill for 6 months and then we're going to go half on the mortgage? Like, what's the plan? So I really appreciate it when you said, not forever and there needs to be a time frame and stuff like that. But for me, I think the age of the situation matters, because what we doing? How much longer we got to wait? What's going on? Those are my thoughts.
Okay. I don't want to come across combative because it's going to seem like I'm just going to support his view. But I think looking at it straightforward, of course, I agree with what he said. I think I've seen that in real life operate. And I think Doc said it perfectly. She said, I think there are she always says it in such a wonderful way. She said, I think there are nuances to it. But you don't want to miss those other nuances. So, because one of the things he said that was in particular, he says, I know couples where the woman, there's no way he can even achieve what she achieves. That's so if you're in that position, to Doc's point, it's like, okay, I may never be able to make what you make. Whatever has happened, whatever has transpired, it's put you in a financial position where I'm not going to make millions. I may make thousands, and if you make millions, I'm just not going to catch up because I may not be in that industry you're in. I may just have that type of job. And I think he was saying, but if you base it not just on the fact, are they a good partner to me? Are they helping me to maintain what I need, whether that's emotionally, physically? It won't be financially because you got that. You know what I mean? But if he can provide something, maybe that protection, maybe he's stirring up that sugar box really right, and he is good to you, and he protects you in those other ways, then I think that he's saying that should be the thing that matters, and that you should take that in consideration. However, he did describe that it's when they get into it, but you have those that already have this criteria from the jump. And we'll get into it, Doc. I know what you're gonna say. Yeah, but because you made some great points, especially about what age would you be considering this? And then you said something about 50. No, but I got a reference for that. Colonel Sanders didn't get rich until 60, so that's all I'm gonna say. He was still mixing them spices, the 16 herbs and spices. At 58, at 50, he was hunting for him, and you would have missed out on that chicken.
The herbs and spices.
You know what I'm saying? Hello, thank you. Hello to the call to the viewer, Scotty Knox. Yeah, man, I know what you mean.
What up, Scott?
But everybody say that. I say I don't get in trouble. You know what I mean? But anyway, but as I was saying, I think he has a valid point, because you really need to open up your mind. You need to look at things from okay, I'm gonna be struggling, because she didn't say even struggling, saying she got the mortgage and all he can pay. That's an exaggeration. I think really we're talking about nobody wants somebody who broke and you got to pay for everything and carry everything. He not saying that, but to kind of exasperate the view, it's someone who's not making as much as you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They can take care. Yeah, go ahead.
I'm not mad at you not making as much as I do, or whatever the situation is, because if a person makes 100,000 but they owe 80,000, they really only made 20. The person who made 50,000 and they don't owe anybody, then they truly made 50, so they actually make more. So for me, it's not about the number. Like, I'm not looking at your pay slip. To me, it's about what can you contribute to the building of this family, of this home. Like, where is my security? If every time we go out, I got to pull out my card, but you love me down, I'm supposed to just be okay with that?
So every time you go out, you're supposed to pull out the card?
That's what I'm saying. That's my question. That's the question I'm posing. If every time we go out,
I think he kind of addressed that too. And just to his part, I'm saying giving him credit.
Yeah,
he was like, okay, you paid light bill, but and then you got enough that make sure you budget the plan to take me out and still treat me like a woman and try to court me. And he can't book the Alaskan cruise with the helicopter to fly you over into China and pick you up, a real bag.
But we can go.
And I got it like that. Like, baby, I got you a spa day, baby. Got you the spa day, but then see, you make millions, and then you say, I'm gonna do something special for my man, and there you go. He deep sea fishing, catching shrimp and swordfish and going on, and he just like, damn, they don't compare. But if y'all have the mutual respect for each other, and he's providing in another area, then that should be okay. But I'm gonna tell you, I think the number of men who would be comfortable with that large of a disparity is much smaller than you think.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the part ain't nobody saying.
Absolutely.
Hold
Yeah.
on, let's catch
It's
the
much
comments
smaller.
up, and then we'll go there.
All right. So Alexis Butler, and I definitely want to highlight, y'all see that last name right there? That's my baby bird right there, man. That's my partner. That's my ace. If you bother her, you bother me, and vice versa. Then we got Scotty Knox. He said, you outnumbered. Yeah, man, but I equal about 4 people, man. I'm not normal, brother.
Not
And then
equal
Scotty
to-
Knox says, don't let money dictate your happiness, either sex. He said, I want to be a stay-at-home husband. Now he meant that. Don't y'all let that LOL ain't throwing y'all off. It's this. No, I ain't gonna say that.
I don't know if any man can really be happy at home as a stay-at-home husband. I think after a amount of time,
there's some that can. It's some that can. I
after
don't know
amount of
how.
time, a man will feel kind of incompetent. Like, you know, what am I doing with my life as a man? I'm just at home as a stay-at-home husband. I don't know if I feel comfortable with that. I need my man to be doing something. You need to be doing something. He can't just be at home as a stay-at-home husband. You got to be doing something.
Alexis Butler says that's a recipe for a miserable relationship. And Mr. J. Gilliard, right there, man. That's the chef. I mean, he cooking it up. Mr. J. Gilliard, that's when Doc said Jeff's wife, that's the Jeff right there. And that's my partner, my ace right there. He says, what's up, folks? He's in the build. Him and Lexi in the building together. It's gonna tread lightly, people.
Down.
Tyloo says, I feel like as long as a man is trying to obtain better for himself, a woman should be there to support, even though she found her path.
So I can get with this.
Doc?
I can get with this. But what does trying to obtain look like? So like it's got to be measurable, realistic, attainable, and we have to know what trying looks like. Trying can't look like you laid in the bed all day, because that's not really trying. So as long as trying is an actual verb and there is some action and there's some movement, I'm with this 100%.
There's a plan in place. You know that he has the ambition to go forward with that plan, and you actually see him taking actions on that plan to get to where he needs to be. That's when you can work with your partner. But if you just saying, baby, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that, and but you come home every day and he just in the same spot that you left him with the same clothes on, we got a problem. You ain't doing nothing. What are you doing?
Hold on. She said with the same clothes on. That sounded a little bit too close to home. It was very detailed. You got that same Sonic jersey on that you had.
You ain't washed the dishes. You ain't did nothing. You talk about you got a plan. Okay. You got about 2 weeks to get this plan in motion.
Yeah, and that's just something about women. They need to see that action in place, which I think is ironic because in many instances, men, sometimes they take a moment to contemplate. So they think before they make that move. Now, I'm not talking about weeks. I'm not talking about months or anything like that. Or it may be they're moving that way long term. I can't really identify with that. I think there's some action, some movement that'll be going on. But what I tell you, a good woman may even inspire, because many times it's hard to see the picture when you're in the picture. And if it's a guy, he may, if he's lost a job and you want him, okay, now we got to go find something else. There may be a grieving, Doc, you can chime in on this. There may be a grieving period he may need to go through. He may need to be kind of contemplating what he's doing. And I think being supportive in those moments are going to be vital. So if you're with a man, like, well, I'm not going to continue this relationship because and I think that's the fear of men, like losing a job or losing the finances. And it also leads into the mindset of the man has to make more than me, because those things can change. So is it really about what kind of man I am outside of the financial spectrum? I think needs to be considered a lot more. And I'll read the comments. Scotty Knox says, how can a stay-at-home wife be the hardest job ever, but a stay-at-home husband isn't doing anything? Ladies, I'll let you respond.
So I think whoever's staying at home, I think that's a hard job. And I think if the money is available and that's the discussion that y'all have had, like, I'm cool with it. But you can't be a stay-at-home husband and you're not husbanding. Like, where's my food? Did you clean up? Did you take the kids to school? Like, what did you do? Did you just lay here? Because stay-at-home moms don't just lay there. The good ones, the ones that's really doing their thing. So
yes, absolutely. Because I was a stay-at-home mom, housewife when my children were small, and that was a very hard job. You know, taking care of the kids, maintaining a home, making sure my husband's taken care of. That is a job in itself. And so if a man is going to stay at home and play that role, he has to literally play the role. That's his job. That's your job. And you need to do your job well. Just like any other job. You need to show up, you need to perform, you need to hit certain goals to advance, to keep the job. That's what you need to be doing as well as a husband. If you're going to be staying at home.
Yeah. And I think to Tyler Perry's comments, to that point, he mentioned that, like, because that's really what's tied into, are you providing, because I think it's vice versa. This is what I want you to picture. So whoever's the breadwinner, that usually they're involved in some action item or something that's going to demand their time. If they hadn't, just established, like, even if you're just a great investor, it takes time to research, to go sit, monitor, manage that money and the movement of those things, right? So whoever's the breadwinner is usually out doing things. So the other partner, and I'm trying to take gender off of it. If they're making actions and taking actions that help support that person to continue to do what they're doing, that's bringing in that large amount of money effectively, those are the things that you can be appreciated. What happens is it's kind of expected, like that's what the wind beneath my wings, behind every strong man or successful man is a strong woman, and those type of things. But it's hard for people to put in their mind that can be reversed. And I think, and it has been, it's just I hadn't been talked about quite a bit. And so I'm wondering if you can open yourself up to understanding that idea. Now, I'll be honest, the way my brain is set, my subconscious, I'll get really uncomfortable if I try to do that. But I would like to think that I've evolved enough to the point that, if my mate, is being gets promoted a lot, and now their time is being demanded, and they're making a certain amount of money where it's not necessary, or I don't have to go out and make an exuberant amount. Of course, this would come with discussion, and really to support them, I would have to be home, support the home and maybe other things that are not out in corporate America or out in the business world. I would like to think that I'd be able to take on that and do that. I just don't think I would at this point. And I hadn't been faced with that, but let me try new troubles. I welcome the opportunity is what I'm saying. But at this point, I just don't think I would, but I think so because I think the women in our society, they not even going for that. It's like, because really their rhetoric, and this is the problem that I pose to the ladies. It's not that if I make this, he needs to make 2 or 3 times more than what I make. Other than that, he's not even worthy to get on the plate. Because that is what's being said.
I don't subscribe to that. I don't subscribe to that. I don't know that you can demand someone make $500,000 and you make $30,000. That's crazy to me. I think you have to be what you're trying to attract. Yes. I don't know that you can't be like, he can't have no kids and you got 5 kids and 5 baby daddies. That just doesn't. To me, you set yourself up for failure. Now, obviously, as a grown up, you can do and demand and manifest and pray and do your thing. But to me, you're setting yourself up for failure because you're trying to attain what you're not.
Yes.
And the likelihood of that is slim. Now, everybody got a cousin, sister who it worked out for, but we ain't talking about her.
So I know, and that's the problem. I mean, it's hard because that is really the premise and what's going on out here in society today. Before we move forward, I definitely want to get our comment. Mr. J. Gilliard said there is nothing wrong with the stay-at-home husband. since COVID, some roles have changed.
I agree with that.
I would agree.
Sure.
Alexis Butler says, S. Scott, a man can't be a stay-at-home husband because it requires multitasking, and men can't do that. The attack. Mr. J. Gilliard said, a stay-at-home husband or wife is a hard job. We actually discredit the stay-at-home moms.
Mm-hmm.
Agree.
Yes. I agree with that too.
The good one. Mr. J. Gilliard said, at Alexis, that's false. They can do it. And people don't give men enough credit, man. We multitask more than anybody would ever think. Now, I will say this: multitasking is really not a good practice. It's really not a sign of the way to be. And I think it credits me into, I think, be wired. We can, but I don't think we're wired to. But I'll I digress. Good evening to you, Facebook user. And if you give StreamYard permission, you can definitely have your name shown. We definitely want to address you correctly and give you your credit for the contributions you bring to the show tonight. Alexis Butler says, the discussion on what Black women should accept will always make me chuckle. If that woman got money and want a man with money, she should have that.
So I love this comment. So I'm so tired of hearing like what we should accept and what we got to do and bend here and do that. Like, I'm over it. And it's never really coming from a reliable source. You got a multi-billion trillionaire telling us to take a man that can only pay the light bill. Like, that's crazy.
Yeah.
But also, I agree. If I got money and I want a man with money, I should have that. And I shouldn't have to lower my standards if that's not what I want to do. Now, does that substantially decrease my dating pool? Probably, because as Mr. Tyler Perry stated in the video,
not probably significantly. But go ahead.
Okay.
I'm sorry. I apologize.
But if I understand that women outnumber men, and then Black women are making more money, and my dating pool is getting smaller and smaller, if I'm okay with that, let me be okay with that.
If you're okay with that.
Yeah. And I think that a lot of the women that are demanding these requirements of men to make so much money, it's like, what are you bringing to the table? Because a lot of these girls are, and I say girls because I feel like the mindset is very naive and young, is he need to make $100,000. He need to be 6 foot. He need this, he need that. But what are you bringing other than how you look? And a lot of times I feel like that's all they're bringing to the table is what they look like. They're not saying, I'm going to be this type of woman to this man. I can do this. I can do that. I make $100,000 a year. So you don't hear a lot of women say, I make $100,000 a year. So I want a man to make $100,000 a year. They're literally just, I want a man that makes this amount of money. And he needs to look like this, or it's not going to work. He can't even talk to me. He can't even take me out. And it's like, where are the requirements from? What have you seen in your life? Or why do you feel like you're in a place in your life that you can demand this from a person, but you're not giving the equivalent to that to this man?
Right.
And I feel like that'd be the issue to me too. That's what I see a lot of. And I'm just like, make it make sense, because it does not make sense to me. You know,
but I think that's a lot of it though. Like, I think it's the women who are saying that they have these demands, they don't meet the requirements, and then the men that's screaming, she wants too much from me, she they don't meet the requirements. The people who meet the requirements that's talking about it, like, it's wild.
Hey, somebody making $100,000 a year. A lot of people do not make $100,000 a year. I don't think people realize how hard it is, especially if you just have a career. I mean, if you're a lawyer or a doctor or something like that, you know, you've been in your career a long time. Of course, yeah, you can make that type of money. But most people who have a career are not making $100,000 a year, especially if they went to college and got a degree, they got student loans, they got things to pay. It's unrealistic. And I feel like a lot of these ideals and requirements that women have comes from the other things that they see. They see social media and they see people living a certain way and certain things being portrayed, and they feel like, oh, I'm supposed to have that too. Oh, this is what I'm supposed to have. And it's like reality. It's not really reality in the real world. Somebody like Tyler Perry, of course, the people that he around are millionaires. His world is completely different than ours. So yeah, if he's saying a woman makes 3-4 times as much as a man that he knows, that makes sense because of the world that he lives in. But we regular people, we live in the real world, okay? And most people do not make $100,000 a year. So we need to really reel it back and have requirements for men and women that are actually going to move our people forward in life and advance us to where we really need to be. Because like you said, Doc, I get tired of the argument. I get tired of the conversation. It's just like, okay, I think I said that to you, Butler and Scotty. Like, I'm tired of that conversation. I don't want to have it no more because no one's listening. We're just chattering and we're not coming to any solutions to the issue.
So let's say that. What do y'all think? What do you think is the solution? So what's the solution?
I think the solution is pick a partner that best fits what you're looking for. And if you know that this guy that you're dating doesn't make the amount of money that you want him to make, he doesn't fit the requirements that you're looking for, move on. Don't get with him and then start complaining that he doesn't fit the requirements. You do that when you got with him.
Yeah.
So why did you get with him? Just keep it pushing.
Yeah, but even but I think on top of that, it's not even just the fact that they're complaining. It's that they won't even consider a guy that's not making as much as them. And I think that's where the real problem is, because you'll say there's no good men, but there are good men. Because your good man falls within the 8%, the top 8% of men, of all men. You know what I mean? And like you said, you work at a call center. I mean, I'm kind of up to grade. Even if you in corporate America, you know what I mean? You may be a retail banker, or you may be in the middle management of something, you may be making 70, 80, 90, even 100,000 right at that. But that doesn't, soon as you're making 100,000 doesn't mean, okay, my man has, soon as you say that, you're in rare air. And the men around you are going to be in rare air. But then, okay, the guy makes the money, but then he's not tall enough. Okay, but he has to be 6 foot plus. He needs to make a certain amount. And and then even if he's 6 foot something, then if he doesn't make enough, there's a problem too. So I think really you got to call people out and say, hey man, you need to relook at how you're valuing what your expectations are, and how you're looking at what your expectations are, and the value benchmark that you're using to decide who you're going to be with. Take money off the damn table. Really dig into yourself and like, what is a good man? You know what I mean? If he's a good dude, and you may see him, you may meet him. Because sometimes we talk about partnership, but people don't really want to be partners, because being partners is not easy. It ain't an easy thing to do. Compromising, trying to come up with ideas. You're going to have crossroads. So when we talk about partnership, that's any relationship you're going to have, even in a marriage. You know what I mean? People lose their job. Companies close down. There's a lot of different things that can happen. So why even get in a damn relationship if it's going to be on the criteria of something that's so fleeting when we're talking about money? So to me, the answer to that is we do have to talk about it. You have to, and then I'm gonna say, ladies, call out the ladies. Men will call out the men, because the effort and the idealism, the progression toward being an earner. Because it's like, okay, yeah, I make $60,000 a year. And to Doc's point, I'm a good budgeteer. I've been, good with my money. I have a solid 401k. It's still building. Now, I can't take you on these exotic trips. And no, we can't go buy red bottoms. And we can't stunt for the gram or the Vine or the Tube or the gram or whatever it is.
Not
Or the book. I missed it.
The
Or the
bond
book.
been gone a long
Yeah,
time.
I took
Ooh,
it back. I took it back. I couldn't think of the other one. Or the chat. No, I think Snapchat is still there. Or the chat. And maybe you can. But I'm saying that
Definitely
having
showing
that
your
idea
age right now.
bad.
Man. Well, I tried to think of the oldest one. And I just heard it. I ain't never touched it. I didn't even know what it was. But here's the deal. Like being honest about that. Like, no, man, your standards and your expectations and your value benchmark is jacked the freak up. It's jacked up. And I don't care how much you make, you better start. You're looking at the wrong thing. If you start with money, I'm saying you're in the wrong lane and something wrong with you. I'm saying you're damaged.
You never hear
I'm saying you're damaged goods.
Yeah, you never hear.
Now, Doc said no.
Oh, I want him to be a good man. I want him to have these qualities and treat me this way. And come from a family where his parents was married and he know what marriage is. Like, you never hear them say that's
okay. Slow down, Adrien. Adrien went out.
The money. It's money. It's money. It's money. It's money. He gotta have money. He gotta look like this. It's like it's the superficial stuff. It's stuff that can be taken away from you like that.
That's true.
So why we not calling it? But Doc, see, I'm gonna tell you this, and this is the caveat. And I know the women out there talking about this Negro want me to be with somebody who broke. I'm not saying that, because I'm gonna tell you something.
Nobody said that.
A good man. No, not y'all. Okay, if y'all didn't say it, I'm talking about those that are watching and who will watch. They're gonna say that. They're gonna respond. But here's the thing: a good man with those qualities we talked about. You know, he wants to provide, he wants to protect. He's going to make sure you're good. He's not finna sit up and just stay broke. He gonna try to progress.
Exactly.
Now if you're innovative, you have some skills, you may see an avenue for him to maximize the skills he got.
Right.
So why you won't take that on? Why you don't see that? But let the foundation be that he's a good dude. Would he be a good father to my children? This is for a younger generation. And if you are a mother and you have children, what kind of influence or what kind of man would he be around my children? And if it would be good in that standard, then you got something to work with. A good man. I'm not talking about a elf boy or somebody who, if he lazy. And then you got to question yourself, how you get so caught in with a lazy dude anyway? You need to look at you. And don't charge no man up if you met him at work and all you is a call center. You work at a call center. You work at the call center too. And they really be thinking, no, I work at the call center, but they want the supervisor. But the supervisor probably make less money, just like Doc said. Because one, you hourly, you get overtime. He got taxes, and he may have a child. He pay child support. He ain't even got it like you think so. Y'all need to take money off the table.
I'm never gonna say
Mr.
take money off
because
we live in America. So I'm never saying.
I'm saying you're right, because I don't want money off the table either.
Yeah, we definitely should lower it down on the list. I don't think we should.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Don't prioritize it. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm never saying take it off the list.
Yeah. I'd say absolutely, Doc. I wouldn't take it off either, because this. But anyway, Ben Sutter III said, "Good evening." Couldn't miss Ben. Back in the building.
Okay. Yep.
Alexis says it's never coming from a reliable source. Okay. Heavy on it. She said heavy on it. Said, are you standard based on money?
Tell us more.
Help us understand that, Facebook user.
Or maybe there's
standard
based. Maybe it's your standard
based on money.
Yeah.
Oh, are your standards based on money? Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, that's exactly. Alexis says, I agree, Doc. The ones meeting the requirements probably don't even discuss these type of things.
Facts.
I'm gonna get into that. Mr. J. Gillies said realistic requirements. Yeah. Tyloo says, in a man's world, everything is a competition, including when it comes to women. He also says, only time a man gets confused is when he's chasing after what another man has and that's when he gets lost. And I think he'll,
Mm.
because a man will be on his he'll be working towards whatever he's supposed to manifest and get into to be great. I think that's what Ty may be mentioning. Facebook user says, simply put, you are going to relate to your mirror. So if you're pointing fingers at your mate, take another look at yourself. Because when you say that, the woman that's making that amount of money and it's really not hitting the pocket probably is not having this conversation. See, we were thinking about, I know immediately everybody thinks about the man, like, well, if he's pointing this out, then he must not be in that lane, or he must not have that money. It's not that, because it's really the concept and the thought of it. Because nobody wants to be with someone who's just a succubus, who just wants to ride their coattail. And that goes for man or woman.
Yeah.
So I think that's a highlight right there. Check. That's a check. So if that really bothers you, you constantly like, he need to have more. He needs to have more. If you use some of that brain power and act like, how can you get some more? Then you probably won't even have to concern yourself with that. And you can then go find you a good man.
Or you can help him get more.
She want to be saved. Yeah. You can make $100,000 and want to be saved. That's bad, man. Come on now.
All women want to be taken care of. Every woman wants to be with a man that she feels secure with and that he can take care of her. I think that's the main thing that women are trying to get across. Like, they want to be taken care of and feel secure in that. It's just, I feel like they're just going about it the wrong way with these requirements. They're just getting ridiculous at this point.
And that I can
yeah.
I identify with that, because, and here's a caveat. I'm a girl dad, and I want my daughters to be with a guy that can take care of them, and that means financially as well. Like, but what I wouldn't sit here and say, I'm like, okay, my daughter, and that's my conversation with him. Like, how you maximizing these, buddy? Like, where's the stability gonna come from? But I get it. People need help and establish, but I want to know you have a mindset and a plan. And I don't care if you're gonna be a mechanic. Oh no, man, I have a shop and I do so and so. Okay, do y'all need some? How we gonna budget whatever you making to make sure that it's spread out right? Do you have have things in order for emergencies or whatever the case may be? And really, that type of conversation doesn't happen enough. It just comes down to, are you making money? How much you make?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Squared Mo said, a great man. Okay, Squared Mo, like your logo there. Alexis Butler says, why can't everybody stay in their lane? Get what you can afford to maintain. And I know she has to be talking about women too. I know she's saying that, but I mean, I'm a little long in the tooth, and I didn't try to give everything I had. And that, if my best just wasn't good enough, and that happens. You know what I'm talking about? That happens. Lex says, I agree with Adrien. I bet y'all do.
Alexis.
Mr. J. Gilly said, Alexis, if it's real, it's not about what or who you can afford. If it's real, the feelings that it's about us putting our hands together to make it happen. And see, I'm gonna tell you something. This thing about wanting a ready-made man, it's gonna get you women in trouble.
Did we have this conversation? Did we just talk about this, brother?
This gonna get you in trouble. I'm gonna tell you why. This is my perspective. I know Doc said this Negro up here trying to sell the struggle of, but I ain't never gonna sign off on the struggle of. And I get it. So I'm not saying struggle, but you definitely want to get with someone where there is room to still build. And I'm gonna tell you this: when you build together, it brings you closer together. That's where the real trust comes into play. That's when y'all strengthen each other, and I mean, you can rule the world with someone. And I'm talking about this physical, not in a tangible sense, but you can build an empire. I'll use empire because that's more sensible. And you can build it as big as you want to, but most importantly, y'all will build it solidly together because y'all done been in some trenches. Somebody stumbled and they grabbed you in time, and then when they were stumbling, you grabbed them. And when the times y'all are upset and like, how are we gonna get through this together? And y'all find a way and see each other exact faith or effort to get over humps and get through things. That's really that's the juicy, marbling, juicy part of the meat that you want. That's the sweet part of the fruit that you want in a relationship. But most people just want to look good, and we a power couple because y'all both make bread, but then y'all end up looking like Jada and Will. They put themselves back in the news. I'm sorry, they just popped in my head. So Square Mo said, get you someone who starts from the bottom and got that drive and game plan. All right, Mo. But
Here
talk
we go
about that game plan together.
Together.
Mo. I like
it's
it,
a
Mo.
team. Y'all. It's a partnership. It's a team effort. It's a partnership.
And I didn't say it before. I will have a Vidal Sassoon relationship. Vidal Sassoon. Because if you don't look good, I don't look good.
That's right.
And if I don't look good, you don't look good. So we're gonna make sure we both look good. If I had hair, I'd fluff it or do whatever y'all do with it when it got that Vidal Sassoon on. Mr. J. Gilliard said, tell him, best friend, that's right. That's right. If Jeff says it's right, y'all. Alexis Butler, hey, leave Jeff alone. Alexis Butler says, I definitely agree, Mr. J. Said, but it's more than money when it comes to that. Be with somebody that you're able to maintain spiritual, mentally, physically, and financially. Why do financially got to be with the exclamation mark on it? You know what I'm saying?
She was just claiming the
no, I'm joking and giving my daughter a hard time right now because she know I
look, your baby girl knows. She like,
yeah, I don't want my
your
daughter.
Baby girl knows. She said that money needs to be in play.
Well, no, I'm gonna tell you why. Because she and this I'm gonna plug her a little bit. She say not the air wig, yeah. But I'll tell you why, because she works hard and I think over these last few years where she's built her company up, when you know that sweat equity and those sacrifices and how hard it can be and doing that, you're gonna be like, listen, I can't be with somebody who not, you got to be putting some of that out.
Yeah.
So which it may miss her or not, but when I see it, I'm like, oh, that's building standard. So she's not even gonna go for anybody who ain't on that type of time. You know what I mean? So Squared Mo says, I want to call him Mo Squared so bad, but Squared Mo says, once you start making enough money, you realize money is a small part of a relationship, just a tool to have, but relationship way more, but relationship way more money, way more than money. Excuse me.
I really love this, but I think the key part is once you start making enough money, like we got to get to that part to where money can be small again. That's all I'm saying.
So let's talk about
that. I want to love on people in the lights out. I'm not here for that.
Well, let's talk about that which is really the crux of the conversation. Think about this while I read the comment. How much is enough money? Okay, Mr. J. Gilliard said, Alexis, I agree with you, but too many women lead with the financial part first.
Makes sense.
Facts. Alexis Butler said, yeah, let them know, Pops. Indeed. Her level is up. The bar has been raised. But so I posed a question. So how much is enough money then?
I mean, I guess that depends on your lifestyle and what your bills and stuff are.
That is an individual. That's an individual thing, you know.
Yeah, it's not like I can say 100,000 is enough for everybody. Right. Some people need way more. Some people need less.
Okay.
Do you have children in college? Do you have care? Will you buy a dietary formula? Like, what we doing? So I think enough is very subjective.
Yes.
It really sounds like a cop-out answer, but I can't force
But it
you
is.
to.
But that's true though. It is subjective.
I know
because
one
person enough is not going to be another person's enough.
Amen.
We understand that, but I'm telling you, we talk in generalities, so let's just talk general. Let's get out of the weeds on this one, and let's get out of let's get out of the gray, and let's just call some black and white numbers, and just speak. I'll do this so it won't pin you down. Think about when you were 20. Think about when you were 30, and then you can answer from 40 or not if y'all even at that age. Because both of you look like teenagers up in here. So I'll come back and we'll hit 20 and 30. Squared Mo says, well, let's talk about what avenues someone should talk to make enough money. Should they go to college? What if your partner has more debt than assets? Yeah, and which I think lends to y'all comments. It does matter on a lot of those elements, which as our exercise we're about to do will kind of lend to that. We're at the last 5 minutes of our show, but y'all know what the deal is. But here it is. So at 20, what was your number, or what is enough money?
I don't even know if I was smart enough to have a number.
You weren't even 28. 30, well, let's just go with 30. 30, because 30, you kind of that's the real meat and potato time.
Enough money
30,
for
what is enough?
Yourself, just to maintain your life.
No, how much is enough that a man has to be at? Where does he have to be at? Because you was like, well, he has to make enough money, and it depends on these nuances, whether we get in college, if we got this. So at 30, let's say 30, no kids. Well, how much is enough?
Debt or no debt? I'm not. You can't. It's too much. It's too many layers. I can't.
Yeah, because there's a lot of things you got to think about. Because at 30, it's like, okay.
Look, hey, y'all answer in the comments.
Okay. Let's just say, okay, let's say, if he makes at 30, if he makes 55,000 at 30, but he has savings, he got money in his savings, he got 10,000 in his savings.
Well, of course we know he okay.
Yeah, he got 401k over here. He bought a house, you know what I'm saying? So he got some investment properties. Like, that's cool because you have
come on now, you
got stuff going on, At 30, it's a lot of 30-year-olds that got stuff going on
today, I'm gonna tell you, it wasn't that many of them doing that at 30 when I was 30. Because a lot of the communication, a lot of the information that is available now that kind of gets you on the track earlier, I wasn't privy to.
Yeah.
Okay.
At 30, at 30, I wasn't even grown. But go ahead.
Comments.
Go ahead, Don.
Square Mo done broke that thing down. So.
Yeah, Square Mo says, in my opinion, by 30, you should be out of debt and on your way to buy your first property. By 30, at least 150K and no debt. By 25, at least 100K. Square Mo
out of school at like 23.
By 20, at least 50K. Yeah, that's now. I didn't want to say Square Mo had me.
I
don't know what Square Mo had. I don't know what was going on in Square Mo's world, because I'm telling you,
Square Mo put me on because you got a plan over there.
Yeah, he got it popping. He got it popping. Square Mo say, chop, chop, get a game plan. Now, I hear you. I ain't even mad. Set the bar.
Those game plans.
The bar's been raised.
Feeling froggy.
Yeah. Come on, Square Mo. Square Mo, hit me on the back end. We need to talk about what's going on. Because if it ain't for me, I can share it with the others. You know what I'm saying? We don't want to keep no secrets to ourselves that can help people advance. Square Mo says, I'm sorry. She said, sheesh Mo. Squirrel say, my world was fighting poverty and getting out of the gutter. So yeah, Square Mo started his career at 18. Yeah, he hit it running. Yeah, he hit it.
He had a career
He
in the
hit it
business on the
running.
side.
Well, we
Okay.
keep saying he. We
True.
don't even know if we saying he, but we don't know if it's a he or a she. Or was it some gender? Did he use a pronoun or something in the earlier
No, they
comments?
didn't specify their gender. I think
Because I was looking.
we're assuming. We don't want to assume.
I told you, I said, sound like 16. Look what they
Look.
Say, yeah.
Okay.
And it go like that. Because you know what? That leads to another conversation about, whether college is viable and valuable as it used to be.
It depends on what career you going into.
Yeah.
It really depends.
Yeah, I ain't gonna start.
If it's a doctor,
Yeah, I ain't gonna start no fight.
Yeah.
So we down to our last minute. So I'm definitely going to let my co-host and our guest have some final comments on that, and then I'll say a final comment, because if I say something, it'll tear us up for another 30 minutes. But Square Mo says, but try to get into tech field, and you may not need a degree. That's true too. And then also education is kind of not education, but the career field. It really is a turn towards what they call skill-based. I don't want to say skill-based recruiting, but jobs are starting to look at the skills you have and not on the title or past titles you had, or if it's the degree involved. So that is becoming a real reality, and things that we're like in my industry that are starting to come to the forefront. Facebook here just says he has to be 35 to 58 years old, and be at a salary at 60,000 to 85,000 to set and be able to put up money for emergencies, which I think that's a reasonable number in my mind. Square Mo says, I'm a software engineer and self-taught.
Okay.
That's what you say. No, I'm actually 26 and been over 100K since 24. Okay, good deal. Alexis Butler says, I'm going to follow Mo. He said, you tried though. So with that being said, we're really at our time. I definitely want to thank our chat. Hey, Square Mo, really appreciate your input. It was really valuable. Got a lot. It gives people a lot to think about. Really appreciate you sharing your perspective. Alexis Butler, Mr. J. Gil, we thank you so much for always being in there, man, skating in the skate rink with no hockey stick, just wishing somebody would. You always keep it popping. And then most importantly, I definitely want to thank our viewers, because you just being here makes it worthwhile. Definitely share the information. Go check out BS3 Network, some of the other programs, but make sure you put your heart and you tag to get notified when Perspective comes on at Thursdays at 8:30. And then I won't shy away by saying, is it Wednesday yet? Wednesdays, 8:30, and it's popping off October the 18th. Just to give that shine right there. And you may or may not see familiar faces when it comes on. I'll drop that little tidbit. Y'all may or may not see familiar faces on Wednesdays, October 18th at 8:30. Is it Wednesday yet? So with that said, Doc, I definitely have to have Doc if she has any last words she would like to share.
Scoop money down on your list, but keep money on your list. No struggle love.
No struggle love. Write that down, y'all. No struggle love.
No struggle love. Hashtag no struggle love.
Can we have hustle? Can we have hustle love? Can we hustle together?
You can.
Hashtag hustle love.
Hustle.
Yes.
We can do build it together love.
Yes.
We can
build together love.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Partnership love. Partner love.
Partnership
okay,
love.
I like
there we
it.
go.
I like
Teamwork.
it. I was just saying
Hashtag teamwork.
Yeah, we'll just take that word. There we go. All right. I like it. I like it. Adrien, our guest, we thank you for being here and taking time out of your day and your evening to kind of grace us with your perspective, your outlook, and wisdom on things. Any final words for the viewers?
What you seek, be able to give what you seek as well. And that's what I'm gonna leave it at that. Hashtag teamwork, no struggle love. And I want to thank y'all both for having me. I've enjoyed myself. I enjoyed this conversation, the viewers, the comments. This has been great. And I will love to come back for another session whenever you guys would like to have me on.
All right, we appreciate you.
We appreciate
All right,
it.
everyone. Like we said at the beginning of the show, we know a lot of different views have been shared. We didn't do the disclaimer because I kind of took up that time. I apologize, Doc, because she always lay it out so people won't feel offended and sensitive about what's being said, because this is an open and a safe tree, and we're going to share different perspectives. It might not be our own in particular, because what we do is we talk to evoke thought and look at topics and subjects at different angles. So it might not be our personal feeling, but we can stay objective in moments and also intertwine our subjective thoughts on things. So we just want to thank y'all for being here. As I said before, definitely go check out our content. Go look at some of the other past shows that we have. Go like, share, subscribe to the BS3 Network, definitely to Perspective and to Is It Wednesday Yet? And with that being said, I think Doc and Adrien really kind of summed it up. Even though it seemed like we were on the different sides of the conversation and the different ends of the table, really we're all saying the same thing. I think we really want to be satisfied, feel secure, and feel truly within a partnership and in a relationship when we're with somebody. So we definitely want to analyze what our values are, look at your expectations, make sure that you have a sensible value benchmark on what you're looking for someone. And with that said, we just hope we gave you something that you could think about, that you can take back and chew on until we'll see you next week here on Perspective, Thursdays at 8:30. So y'all be good.